Well, hello, guys. Welcome back. So, you guys are the absolute best therapy for me without knowing it. I made a couple really super intense videos that I'm not going to make you sit through. I had a lot to talk through, and sometimes I do that. That's kind of my therapy. You guys know I've had, depression issues before, and sometimes I make a really super intense video. And just feeling like I'm talking to you guys and thinking about the feedback you guys normally give is like the best therapy in the world. And I didn't want, oh my god, these damn allergies. 1 second, please, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. And for like the first 4 hours, I was useless today, so I couldn't get anything done anyways. But, I do want to admit how badly Mammon hurt me. I think you guys can tell I get super intense attachment really super fast, like almost instantly. And the gods find it kind of amusing and endearing, but it can also mean I'm pretty easily for a god or a demon or anyone else to manipulate too. And there was an individual that kept saying, "Oh, Mammon will do this and Mammon will do that." I don't know what their intentions were, so I did have to block them from the channel. It's really nothing personal, but Mammon hurt me a lot more deeply than I wanted to admit. And I'd already been through the process of, going through and letting go and doing ceremony and letting go of the old man. I didn't want to, sorry, I'm froggy today too. I didn't want to admit that, I had to do the same thing with Mammon, but I have to let him go, and I want to cry because I really deeply, truly loved and adored him. And Asmodeus and I have been frank. I loved Mammon a lot more than I love Asmodeus. And, Asmodeus is such a sweet demon, actually, originally a god, that, he didn't care. And it's kind of why he encouraged me, even though he felt it was the wrong thing for me, because he just wanted me to be happy. And he knew Mammon was more in love than he was. And, it wasn't a good situation for any of us. And I've been feeling bad for Asmodeus, but because he is a demon that actually cares about me and loves me and wants the best for me, sometimes his decision making, he felt bad. I said, "Don't feel bad. You were only trying to make me happy. You thought maybe you could do stuff." And I know he was trying to do stuff frantically behind the scenes to keep up with everything that Mammon was promising. But now that Mammon's gone, Asmodeus is kind of doing what I call, blossoming. He's stepping forward, and you can see just how beautiful and complex and, experienced and everything he is. And this is where I should have been from the beginning. I didn't need 20, 30, 70 some demons. I only needed one. I only needed Asmodeus. The trust that Mammon broke, he broke it to the point where I absolutely refused to work with any of the others. And you can do that. They might want to work, but you can just say, "Oh, hell no, get away from me." You don't have to work with them, whether you see them as demons or spirits or jinn or, old gods. You don't have to work with them. You do not. The fact that I got Mammon and Odin out of my life shows you that. And I really needed to admit that I really truly loved Mammon, and I'd pinned all my hopes and dreams on him. And, it turned out I don't think he ever had my best interest at heart. I don't think he was failing. I think he just wasn't even trying, and I think he saw soft touch, and I think the person that was recommending him was only making stuff worse. So it's going to be a thing now where, I'm just going to have to go through that mourning process. Asmodeus is doing a very, very, very careful and heavily monitored retail therapy with me today. I can pick up tiny bit at the Steam store on sale for a crazy low price. I can't just go in there and say, "You know what will really make me feel better? $70 game." That would. I can't do that. I can go back to the summer sale and take part in the festival again in tiny bit. But I can't just go in there and throw money around. He's like, that would be fun if we had the money, but you haven't hit the lottery and we don't have universal income yet. So, don't be spending money you don't have. He is a good financial advisor about. He's not as strict as Mammon was, but he cares about me. And he actually genuinely, he loves his people to the moon and back. And he was hurt that he wasn't the favorite and he wasn't the one I would ultimately chose, but he's the one I should have been with because he's the one that truly loves me and truly cares about whether or not I'm being treated well and whether or not I'm happy. So, we're just going to take time. And if I seem down some days, it's hard. I have a kind of heart where my mom was the same way. No matter how mean you are to me, I usually end up forgiving you. But I deserve better than Odin. I deserve better than Mammon. And it doesn't mean that they're like the grand, evils in the universe. They treat some people quite well. Some people do very well by Odin. Some people do very well by Mammon. Not me, not me for whatever reason. Um, I just think we weren't compatible, but uncompatible with Asmodeus. So, it's going to get better. And Loki's been taking care of me too. So we're still going to carry on that little 4th of July party. We did have a good cry for like, I always watch A Capital Fourth, and I had a good cry last night for about a half hour because it was just so sad. I'm used to seeing it every year and seeing the crowds, and there were no crowds this year, guys. And even an introvert like me, I just cried because I thought of all the people I saw last year and I wondered if they're okay, and I thought of the babies and I just had a good cry. And I saw all these stars, performing in isolation. That's my oven, it's okay, it's just the temperature. And I was crying about that too because they aren't in front of crowds or anything. I know some people are doing crowds, but they did not do it for this fourth thing. They did social isolation. So, it kind of made me cry. And then they made it more inclusive this year and they were talking about Black Lives Matter. I got really upset. I had to go listen to angel therapy music for half hour. And then I caught the end with the fireworks and then I got to cry some more because, I thought, what about the babies? Are they ever going to get to see this the way it used to be? And they had to play stuff from years before because they just didn't have enough people to fill it. And they played Ray Charles and they played a lot of other stuff. And I was just, yeah, it was crying. But I thank the gods for it because I really needed to let all those emotions out. I think we're all scared to a point of what's going to happen, with COVID and all the other bullshit that's going on in the world right now. And I think we all need to cry from time to time because it is sad that so many people have died, and it is sad to think about a future that's so radically different than what we had forever. Um, but we are making progress. We have to look at the fact that we're trying to make progress, and it's painful right now because we're at that stage, but we're trying to make progress. We're trying to be more inclusive as a nation and as a world. We're trying to be more just and kind. There is always going to be pushback, guys. And sometimes, you try to march forward and you get pushed back worse than you were before. That's typical. That's life. We're not the first group of people for it to ever happen to. But I really needed to share that with you guys. And again, to the individual that will find themselves not being answered. I don't know why they kept recommending Mammon. Maybe, for them they never fail because he even said to them, I thought you said, he lets money flow into your life. And this is no joke. If I'm working with somebody to have money flow into my life, it's no joke. It's like I need to get, my ducks in order. So I was really, really upset. And so Ymir's solution was, you're going to start praying to God every night. And I'm like, okay, whatever you say. And, I found that everyone I have around me now, I'm down to like, say, 4, 5, 6 maybe. They're okay. And I talked to St. Michael last night and I did a lot of other stuff. And they're like, you need to clear out all this yuck garbage that has come up because it's 2020. And it's kind of like the ocean sending all of our garbage back to us. It's like all that psychic, deep impacted garbage is coming up for all of us now. So you do have to deal with it. And I will tell you, Loki will be the first guy to tell you, if you have to go to church or back to a synagogue or a mosque or wherever you have to go, do it. Do it. You know in your heart what's right for you to do. And if other people don't like it too damn bad, you do have to do that. And again, guys, it's a tough year, so please safeguard yourself, physically from COVID. Please safeguard yourself emotionally. Please watch over your mental health. It's no joke. It's a tough year, but if we can make it through this, we will make it through anything. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.